Hey everybody, just decided to do a little video here kind of pertaining to just business and management and some thoughts that came to me. It's always been a policy of mine, and I thought I would just kind of spell it out here in video and maybe help some people that has to deal with running a business or managing or really just anything in life, just across the board. There's an old phrase that you'll hear in business if you've been around long enough in it, or in, especially on the management side, or owner or whatever. But you'll hear that the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and a lot of times what that pertains to, you'll especially even other employees you may be working with. There may be that one guy, that you work with, that dude, all he does is, or she does, is complain and do this and do that and all these things, wants more time off, wants this, that, and the other, and it seems like they get a lot, their tracks get greased a little bit more than yours. And a lot of times that's the case. That's the way things gets managed. Don't need to manage the people that don't complain, no news is good news. So if they're not saying anything, hey, guess everything's going perfect. Which works to some degree. It works a lot. You see a lot of people, that's their motto, that's how they do things, as far as how they run their business, and maybe not even realize that's what they do, but that's what they do. So, whether it's subconscious or not, or they're conscious of it, it's the squeaky wheels get the grease. And that applies also to customers. And those customers and employees, across those people, will cost you more time and money without any benefit to you. And that's what it's got to be. I mean, if you're running a business, whether you're managing the business, if you're working with someone, if you're living with someone, it's got to be a two-way street. I mean, that's the only way your business stays afloat, your relationship stays afloat, is that everybody puts in their part, okay? And if you're respectful and you treat these people right and you do your end, you carry your load on your back, and the other person just complains and takes advantage, well, that's not a win-win situation. That's not a fair give-take relationship. So my motto for probably at least 10 years, close to 10 years, is I don't grease the squeaky wheel anymore. So in any aspect of my life, the squeaky wheels do not get the grease in my life. The squeaky wheels get replaced, and that's all there is to it. And sometimes it's an easy break. It takes no problem at all. Sometimes the squeaky wheel breaks it themselves, and they fall off and move on, and there you go. You just find another way to replace it. And boy, I'm telling you, initially, sometimes if you're the person that greases the squeaky wheel, it's like, oh gosh, what am I going to do, and stuff like that. But eventually you go, man, year down the road, whatever it is, whatever gets replaced, that replacement you find, typically you go, this is way better. This has been easier. And I'm telling you, you'll save time and money and heartache if you'll just replace the squeaky wheel. The reason I bring this up, I'll give you a little bit of insight, and I've had to do it probably about once every couple years. It gets to a point where I've had to tell someone that this is it. Hey, we got to move on. And I hope you find somebody else that does whatever it is I was doing for you. I hope your relationship works out perfectly for you, but we need to part ways here. And that's pretty much the way I say it. I don't bring any attitude, anything like that. But the story that came up yesterday in my business was my mother still helps us there in our store, in our retail store, in the pool business, and just really helping us a lot. My wife works in there. We've got another couple of girls that work in there. I'm always out in the field, so I'm hardly ever in there. And every once in a while we get a customer that comes in there that kind of shows their butt a little bit, and it goes a little too far, and most of the time the girls can handle it and kind of get them back in line and say, hey, there really ain't a nice way to speak to me, whatever it may be. Well, this one customer came in yesterday and crossed the line. They just went way too far, to the point where the other customers in the building were set back and just couldn't believe that they spoke to anybody that way, whether it was my mother or not. But so they said some things that was definitely inappropriate. And we were on the way on the outside field, the guys that were going out to do the repair at that pool. We were on the way to go there, and I called the guys that were heading that way. I said, just if you beat me there, hang loose before you get started on anything, and then if not, I'll call you if anything changes, if I get there before you do. So I went out there, and basically that's what I told the customer. I said, you know, the person you spoke to that way was literally the spokesperson that walked you through, spent an hour on the phone and through text and pictures and things like that, free of charge, to walk you through diagnosing what the issue was on your pool. And you came in and said the things to that very person, and that was at no charge, you know, just to do it, just to help them out. And then you came in and talked to that person like they were your enemy. And I said, I have no time for that, and I cannot abide to that. I cannot allow that to continue. And basically just told them, you know, I hope they find another pool company that can service them the way they would prefer to be serviced, because apparently we cannot achieve that for them. And they pitched back to me for us to, you know, that wasn't what they was looking for. And I said, I appreciate that wasn't what you're looking for, but I'm not looking for customers to walk in and speak to us. My family, I think is what I said. I said, I'm not looking for customers to come in and talk to my family that way. I said, and I hate to even say my family, I don't want people to come around and talk to anyone that way. Family, friends, strangers, I wouldn't. There's no way I would speak to somebody that way. So that's how we landed it, and we'll be better off for it. And hopefully the customers will be better off for it. They find a pool company that's perfect for them, and does everything they need to do in the manner they need it done. So we'll all sleep better that way, and we'll all live better that way, and life will move on. So keep that thought in mind when you hear, especially if you have you don't have to be a jerk about it. You know, just, hey, this is where this relationship, whether it's a relationship, you know, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, business relationship, whatever it may be, consider that you don't always have to grease the squeaky wheel. That both of you would probably be better off if you just replaced the squeaky wheel. So that's it. That's my thoughts on this one. Thought it hit me, and hopefully it helps somebody in whatever they're dealing with. And that's it. More news to come on everything else on the channel, and the knives and this, that, and the other, and when I get more opportunity and I'm not going from 7 in the morning till 9 at night every day. But we'll get some more stuff going here. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good one.